Alright, boys. Today I got a good one for you. Let's get stuck straight into it. Self-love. You might ask, how is self-love the root of all evil? Might sound like a bold statement. Might sound dramatic. But brothers, I'm not being dramatic. This is single-handedly maybe the oldest trick in the book and leads to absolute chaos and destruction. Don't get me wrong, I say this, yeah, but I am a victim of this just as everybody else in this cook society. I, for the longest time in my life, truly believed that self-love was the key to happiness, key to success, key to having fruitful relationships. But, brother, that demented nonsense could not be further from the truth. So, let's do a little trip today. I want to just explore. Maybe some of you have heard this before, but I think a lot haven't. Let's explore the origins of this concept. Yeah. So, I'll start off with this. What is the original sin? What is the first sin ever committed? Yeah, we're going to get a little bit scriptural today. I'm not a theologian, but I will read a verse. So, what is the original sin? Most people jump to Eve eating the fruit and then Adam to follow. And yes, that was the first sin that man made. But there was one still before it. So I'm going to read this scripture now and then we can explore it. It's Isaiah 14, 12 to 15. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the cloud. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. So obviously, we're talking about Satan. The devil himself is the originator of self-love. Or, to put it otherwise, pride, vanity. So, without realizing it, and as the genius of this goes, like I have to give credit where credit's due. Satan's a crafty boy. He's infiltrated this idea into the fabric of our society. We've got therapists, we've got self-help gurus, we've got people who are new age spiritual. These people, this is like their bread and butter. And it comes straight from the devil himself. That's the mind-blowing part. Where does it go from there? Satan's the originator, yeah? And then how have they got it in? So, to every element of our society, from counterculture, from obviously the spiritual realm, I don't know how many of you actually entertain that, but for me, I'm very, very convinced that the spiritual realm is just as real as the physical realm. And to ignore that side of this existence, this reality, is just a fool's errand. But it goes from the spiritual, it goes from Satan. And then, I don't know who out of you have heard of Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is one of the first, you could say, Satanists. This bloke got up to some absolute madness and disgusting, disgraceful behavior. But his little catchphrase was, do as thou wilt. And that sounds a lot like the Bible verse. Isaiah. It's, do as thou wilt. I will, I will, I will. That's the language that the devil himself uses, yeah? And then you've got like childhood cartoons, Disney cartoons, where Snow White, whatever the wicked evil lady is, she's got the mirror. And she's always looking in the mirror and saying, who is the fairest of them all, mirror, mirror on the wall, yeah? Again, self-love, straight from the devil. And now today, everybody's walking around with that mirror. Think about it. I'm even doing it right now. We've all got a little mirror, the black mirror, that we're walking around with these fake inverted filters that show a side of ourselves that is not even slightly true. Instagram is a whole fakery. That's a topic for another day. But that's kind of what I wanted to explore. I just wanted to kind of peep game to the actual origins of where some of this stuff that we think is fruitful or legitimate comes from. And the dark origins in most cases, in a lot of cases, especially when we're talking about this inverted cook society that we are participating in now. But that being said, there is an alternative, and it's the undeniable path to a better world. I have access to it. You have, every single one of us does. So, spoiler alert, it's going to require to stop being a self-centered bastard and denying self. Deny yourself. Yes, so actually, in practice, learn to love yourself less. That's actually the goal. That's the goal to happiness, to be selfless, not selfish. And when you break it down like that, it kind of starts to make a bit more sense. Self-love is literal, the actual textbook definition is selfishness. So how to defeat that? As it says in the Bible, as Jesus taught and his apostles, it's to deny yourself and to love your neighbor as yourself. So the full reversion to invert it back to the way that it should be, that's when you can start to actually get to some form of truth. And that will set you free, brother. I promise. Learn to love yourself less and love your neighbor, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father as yourself. And that's the ticket to a better world. We can just chuck all that self-love nonsense in the straight bin. But anyway, that's it for today. As always, hit me up in the comments. I want to hear what you guys think about it. I want to know if that was an eye-opener to some people. Maybe some people knew it. Maybe this is kind of like rudimentary. But I want to hear it. If anybody's got a challenge to it, bring it on. I love that. Iron sharpens iron, like I say. So let's get after it. I look forward to hearing your feedback. God bless.